Hello, Jamie from Inky&Scrappy, sharing with you today my Get Creeping on Halloween make for May 2024. Got it? On it. I'm bringing in the Booze Forever stamp set from Ink Road Stamps. Those 4 little ghosts are the cutest little ghosts I think I've ever seen. They're not spooky at all. So I did ink them up multiple times and just moved that sheet further up. I'm really liking this Artemio, I think that's how you say it, Stamping Pro. I picked it up off of Amazon. It's from a company in Belgium, I do believe, but it's open on the top, well, on 3 sides, and so for doing rows of stamping like this, it works wonderfully. I don't have to worry about, where I put it in the stamp thing to position her to get it, a full row like this, and so it works fairly slick, as you saw there. So I'm going to take some Ohuhu markers here and just color in my little ghosts. I wanted to keep this one fairly simple. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't in a Halloween mood this month, and so having some pre-done backgrounds really helped me out. So I pulled out one of them that I had done earlier in my series, and I've made 2 of them, and I only used the one. And so I was like, oh, this one will work great for this one. So I kind of used that as my color inspiration, of course. And then I'm just bringing in, I brought in some red grays from Ohuhu. I don't really use these a whole lot. I just thought they would go really well with that purple background. And so I brought in the lightest 2 shades. I think it's I don't know if it's RG 140 maybe, and 020. I'm not entirely positive. I also brought in some darker purples and some teals. I wanted to pull in a couple of teals. I just thought it would be a fun color combo for some non-traditional Halloween, kind of non-traditional. I guess purple's more traditional, but I thought the teal would be a fun pop. In my head, like earlier in the week, I was thinking of doing teals and oranges, which I think would be really cute as well. And so maybe next month I'll do some teals and oranges. I kind of want to hit those non-traditional colors again, but we'll see where my mood is at next month because, I never know where I'm going to be at mood-wise when it comes to my Get Creeping videos. So if you don't know what Get Creeping is, Get Creeping on Halloween is a hashtag-driven challenge I throw out for you. I've done it for, I think this will be my 2nd full year doing it. And so it's just been fun. I really enjoy Halloween makes most of the time. And so it kind of gets me out of my, I don't know, sometimes I get in my head too much, and this one definitely kind of pulls me out of my head and gets me just back into my creative. I think I have more creative freedom when it comes to Halloween because I don't worry about it so much, and I play a lot, and so I really enjoy doing Halloween makes, and so why not do them all year long? It really does fuel my creativity. It kind of sparks some more ideas. So I'm bringing in that paper pad that I used, I think earlier this month. I picked it up at our local craft store. I'm loving all of the plaids. Yes. I will list it down below. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it's such a gorgeous plaid paper that, of course, I didn't want to use it just as a background. So I brought in a modern emboss stack from Trinity Stamps. And I'm just cutting out a piece out of the center. So, my paper hoard doesn't get quite as diminished, I guess. Yeah. I do this on papers that I absolutely love, and I only need a little tiny bit of it for that outline border piece. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So I just put that on with some glitter art glue, and then I'm going to do my pre-made background paper that I did earlier on top of that one. So this one was done with, I want to say it was Villainous Potion Spray Stain, maybe even some spray stain oxides, and then the Tim Holtz-Tiny Halloween text still on the actual carrier sheet. I just inked the whole thing up and stamped the paper onto it. It worked well. It might be in the video when I originally made this one. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. So I kind of laid out my little ghosties here, and I just wasn't in love with it, okay? It's, sometimes it's just, maybe it was because I only had the 2 colors, and I was just not, I don't know. I just wasn't, I was like, I need a 5th ghost shape, but I really didn't. I just wasn't having what I wanted. And so I was like, you know what? I need to figure out what my sentiment is going to be. So I went with the gotta haunt it if you've got it sentiment. And of course, I might have some other papers off to the side of my desk that I did for another card that, I didn't get around to using. And so this one was about the right size, and I was like, well, this looks like it'll work, and it brings that teal in from that plaid paper and my ghosts, and I was like, a perfect fit. Plus, it's all glittery goodness because that one was done with Distress Mica spray stains. Yeah, so it worked well. I centered my sentiment on here. Now, because it was done with some Mica spray stains, I did use some VersaFine Onyx black ink on it, but it really, I don't know, it doesn't sit very well on top of those Mica spray stains. It kind of gets lost as it dries. So I did end up bringing in some black embossing powder here. This is ultrafine from Ranger. I'm not a huge black embossing powder fan. I was on Crafty Chat with Kate while I was doing this. I said, I have to get out the black embossing powder. And she said, Godspeed. She knows how much I love black embossing powder. I think she has the same issue. It just tends to get everywhere. I can't even explain it. It's just like, it's almost worse than glitter, which is the herpes of the craft world. I'm pretty sure black embossing powder is about the same level, if not worse. Just saying. So once I had that heat set and I was happy with it, and it did not get shiny. It kind of has a matte look to it. Don't even ask, because I don't understand why it doesn't work. I even bought a new, thinking it was old, I bought a new one. Yeah, it's still not glossy. It drives me nuts. Anyways, I did bring in an action wobbler for my little ghost that is going to go on the focal panel here. He needed some jiggle, he needed to dance around a little bit, have a little... Yeah, So I will say the action wobbler came from Hobby Lobby, and it's not a great action wobbler. It definitely needed some love. So, yeah, make sure your action wobbler works properly before you adhere it onto your card. I did fix it. It does work now. I might have had to do some regluing of things after my card was done. It's all good. So I'm just bringing in those other ghosts that I had already colored and cut out and kind of tucking them in and around. So when I did some foam tape on the back of it, I left enough of a border that I knew I could sneak in some ghosts around it. And so I could tuck them under. That was kind of my theory or my plan with this one. And so I did have a lot of ghosts left over. I'm not going to lie. There might even be a bonus card at the end of this one that's just the card. It might also use one of those leftover backgrounds that I might have made last month for my Get Creeping on Halloween ink. Yeah, I've been kind of in love with the purple and teal combo lately. So I guess it comes in handy when I'm doing multiples of things to have extras laying around in my preferred, at the moment, color palette. So I'm just finishing up, kind of snipping off here and there. It gives you you can get a couple more images on there without actually having to do a couple more images. And so I like to do that technique when when it's going to work with the card. And so kind of tucking in here and there as I saw fit and making it work overall for all the things. So there is my completed card for today. And then of course I did do the inside. I actually did add a little ghost down below the Haunt Me because I found another extra one. And there is that extra card there. I hope you enjoyed this one. Keep getting inky. Bye.